The House Oversight Committee just issued subpoenas to Bill and Hillary Clinton, as well as several other former government officials in relation to the Epstein probe. With this morning, Representative James Comer, who's the chairman of the committee, announcing that he is seeking depositions from several people between August and October, including both of the Clintons, former AGs Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, Bill Barr, Merrick Garland, Jeff Sessions, and Alberto Gonzales, and then former FBI directors James Comey and Robert Mueller. Notably, you have Trump's name not on that list. But the subpoena does also direct the Department of Justice to release the full and complete Epstein files to the committee by August 19. You also had Comer publishing the letters issued to each person, and in the one to Bill Clinton, he wrote, "By your own admission, you flew on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane 4 separate times in 2002 and 2003. During one of those trips, you were even pictured receiving a massage from one of Mr. Epstein's victims. You were also allegedly close to Miss Ghislaine Maxwell, an Epstein co-conspirator, and attended an intimate dinner with her in 2014. 3 years after public reports about her involvement in Mr. Epstein's abuse of minors." But then the letter to Hillary, also noting the apparent close relationship that the Clintons had with Epstein, and added, "Ms. Maxwell's nephew worked for your 2008 presidential campaign and was hired by the State Department shortly after you became Secretary of State." You then had the letters addressed to the several attorneys general, mostly focusing on what role the DOJ played in the Epstein-related investigations at the time that they were the head of the department. And in the letter to Bill Barr, who was AG both under George H.W. Bush and during the latter half of Trump's first term, Comer said, "Your second tenure as U.S. Attorney General, beginning in early 2019, coincided with the federal sex trafficking investigation of Jeffrey Epstein, as well as his eventual death while in federal detention. It also coincided with the federal indictment of Miss Ghislaine Maxwell, which stemmed from the Epstein investigation." Obviously, it's not clear yet how all of these people are going to respond to the subpoenas, but when it comes to the Clintons, you had people noting they've previously denied any wrongdoing when it comes to Epstein, with a spokesperson issuing a statement back in 2019 saying, "President Clinton knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago, or those with which he has been recently charged in New York." And then further claiming that he only traveled on Epstein's plane in connection with work for the Clinton Foundation, and he had not spoken to Epstein in over a decade. But all of that is, one, you had many people saying, "Hey, do you know who was president when Bill Barr was the AG and who had a long-term intimate relationship with Epstein and was also on his plane? The current president of the United States, why is he not included here?"